Welcome back. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and part of managing mental health is stress management.
Yeah, last week we talked about breathing properly, the techniques of core breathing, and the benefits. And today we are jumping into the art of meditation.
So joining us again this morning is John Austin Foster, who is a wellness and mindset coach. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me again. Good
really
to be back.
Appreciate it. All right, so what is the #1 thing that people say to you when you say, start meditation?
Mostly people say, I can't do that.
Yeah.
My mind's too busy.
Yeah.
Right? And then a lot of times they tell me they get frustrated because they'll sit down and try to meditate, but they think they can't clear their mind, which you're not necessarily supposed to when you start meditating. Right? We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, well, let's talk about it now, actually.
Okay,
what
perfect.
is your response when they tell you all that?
Well, tell me, Jordan, do you walk into the gym, right, without ever having trained, let's say, bench press before, and then try to bench 200 pounds? Right?
No, but I have seen some people try to do that.
Don't do it, though, is the advice.
Don't do that.
Not only would that be frustrating, right, but you would probably hurt yourself.
Right, yes,
right?
exactly.
So you would want to actually train your muscles to be able to lift the weight.
Right.
Same thing running a marathon. You don't walk out the door, run a mile, and say, oh, I can't run a marathon. That's so frustrating. So treat your mind in the same way. So we're building focus and concentration with the mind, and you want to start small and try to enjoy the process. So if you're not good at it first, right, you're not supposed to be good at it. You're not good at anything that you haven't practiced with before.
That's interesting that, he's comparing it to lifting, because your mind really is a muscle. You have to condition it to think like that, to do that.
Right, right. And the social media thing that was on right before this, right? We've allowed society and social media to control our minds, to condition our minds. And so I think meditation is an important thing right now because we can take back that control and focus.
All right, so how do we start meditation? Tell us.
Well, the first thing is I would establish motivation. So basically, why do you want to start meditating?
Yes.
Why is it important to you, right? Is it anxiety or stress? Or you can focus on the carrot, like do you want more joy, more peace in your life? Once you've established motivation, then I would figure out a space in your house where you can do it regularly to establish a routine, one free of distraction. We have kids, right? So it's important to find a place where we might be able to have some peace.
Right, yes.
Put your phone away, right? Establish an anchor, a time of day. So first thing in the morning, or we talked about before you go to bed, meditate, right? And then just make it small. Start with 2 minutes. Set a timer, focus on your breath, get into your body. And then finally, just be really kind to yourself. So if you're not good at it, that's okay.
Right.
Try to enjoy the process.
When you say get into your body, what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, we talked about it last week,
yes.
right? So we can use the breath as an entry point into the body. It's a great tool because the breath exists in that liminal space between the conscious and the subconscious. So if you had to think about breathing, right, you would die.
Yeah.
But you can think about it. So it gets you into your body. You can become aware of the breath and you can slow it down, which can then calm the body and get you into the meditation process.
And there are a lot of benefits to meditation.
Yes, yes. The benefits are really far and wide. And the #1 benefit would be through building the concentration, the focus of the mind, we're building self-awareness, right? And so if you're aware of your thoughts and emotions, and most importantly, the triggers to what creates negative thoughts and emotions, you can neutralize them, right? By taking a deep breath, by stop thinking those thoughts, by focusing on stress loops, which we'll talk about next week. You can actually even train new thoughts and emotions that can bring more joy and peace in your life. You can create more creativity in your life, right? Through meditation, more perspective. And then finally, I would say more presence. Like who doesn't want to be more present with your friends, family members, with
yourself, to be honest. Yes,
right, exactly. So more presence, I would say, is huge. We could all be more present with each other.
A lot of benefits
to it. The power of the mind is impressive.
I know. Okay, so John wrote up a bunch of journals about meditation and wellness and mindset. You have a bunch of stuff that's out there for people to help out with meditation and how to get started as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have a free guide on my website, and I also have a podcast, the Gymnasium Academy podcast. You can find it on Spotify, and I put some meditations up there as well.
And if you want to visit his website, it's heroiccoaching.co.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thanks for coming in.
All right.